Hello, welcome to another edition of Project Sugrandil. I am your host, Ayo Ogidon. There has been a saying that for every house built, 5.2 million jobs at least are created. Today we are going to be exploring that fact a little bit. And to help me on this, I have two gentlemen with me. To my right we have Mr. Kayode Ambali, and to my left we have Mr. Ake Ogusheito. They are all real estate support companies, professionals, and today they're going to tell us how their industries are affected by real estate and what they do exactly. So we're going to start with you, sir. Mr. Kayode.
Thank you, Ayo. My name is Kayode Ambali. Managing partner, GT Furniture and Interiors. We specialize in general furniture making and installation, to be precise, kitchen cabinets, doors, wardrobes, and also related furnitures. Yeah, real estate, honestly, there's really nothing much we can do without real estate because we are related to them in the sense that when new projects coming up, we automatically come aboard because we have to come up with the cabinets both for the kitchen and the wardrobe for the rooms. So when there is less production with respect to real estate, directly it affects our own sales too. So recession, it affected the real estate negatively. Directly, it also affected us negatively. But we were able to manage loss by also concentrating on innovations. Because when we don't have new projects, we had innovations going on. And when innovation was coming up like that, people must change their kitchen cabinets, their wardrobes, so that the house can have a new look. So we were able to manage the effect of the recession by concentrating more on innovations. So, but we did great good. The market is very picking. Developers are coming up with new projects. At the same time, we position ourselves to also take advantage of these new decisions that we are seeing in the market. So, yeah, it had a negative effect on us, but at the same time, we were able to manage it by concentrating on more innovations.
Okay.
Because that was what was really happening then. We had some old houses coming up to new and definitely
New concept.
Yes, new concept. We're able to come in. So that's how we really manage that period.
Okay. So you said there are some developments that you are positioning yourself for.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. For instance, we noticed that the market changed a little, more from the high end, from the middle end. When I mean middle end, to the mainland, the Yaba axis. So we decided to also focus. We changed our focus from concentrating our marketing on the high end of to the middle end. So that also helped us because recession it affected the real estate industry, but not in totality. If you look at that segment of the market, we had new development coming up. So we also, changed and moved along.
So that means you created different products.
A kind of a niche.
Yes. Different products for the high end, for the middle.
Exactly.
And
also for the low. Yes, more like
segmentation.
Segmentation. That was what we did, and it was really, really helpful.
Okay. All right. I'll come back to you in a bit. So you now, Mr. Aki. Tell us what you do.
Okay, so I do retrofits. I do new builds. I do design, and basically I'm involved in projects. Some through the entire life cycle. Some I come in depending on what the client is looking for. Going to what Kayode said earlier about the recession and being innovative. I think, first of all, because if you're a professional, it's easier for you to innovate.
All right.
As against if you just dabble into something.
All right.
So in our own area, we realize that a lot of people have this idea that, old buildings get phased out. There are new buildings coming. As we're speaking, there are very few there are certain certifications that some buildings need to be lead certified. We have maybe 2 or 3 of them in Nigeria, in the whole of this country. But what it takes, it's a concept. It's not necessarily the expense, the out-of-pocket expense that makes a building smart. It's how you connect that building. It's how you make it. So rather than chase, just like Lekki, we're saying about you move to the mainland because of this, you see that a lot of the properties in Lekki are fully built. There's no space, whereas they are empty properties. So you realize that certain people come up with ideas like this. A property that should be residential becomes commercial. Why? The reason is that the purpose that it's serving, it's your concept that determines how you make use of it. So it's flexible. It's no longer, oh, we built it for this purpose, it's going to serve this purpose. The moment you make the moment you put internet, first of all, in any place, you are already making your options. Yeah. So we started dealing not as real estate people alone. Like, we've maxed out. We've this place is saturated. Banana Island is full. We can't afford it. What is it that we're going to give people that is going to take them away from Banana Island, but still going to let them feel that, you know what, I'm living. So why go to Awolowo Road, go to Butemeta, go to Macaulay, go to Maryland, build those same service apartments, make it smart, such that anybody comes, he can control his lighting with his phone, he can control his microwave, his fridge. When things are dropping in stock in his house, he's smart. And these things are things that are available. So you put an inverter in somebody's house, you put a router in his house, and he has a smartphone. So the technology is already there, the facilities, the things to make it happen are already there. But we have a culture of making things that should be normal, luxury around. So what we did was things that should be luxurious, we started adding it into features that come with houses.
Okay.
So some people think it's a luxury for you to come and you remotely open your gate. It's not really a big deal.
Gradually, it's
now becoming
the norm.
It's becoming available. Even your normal guys that wouldn't go are now going to say, okay, how can I get this special skill? And it comes back to what we're talking about, architecture, real estate. I was somewhere recently, and there's a man that one was being spoke of. He's a good draftsman, but he cannot do anything in AutoCAD. I have a friend who's an architect. He was once my boss. He's good with AutoCAD, but he has not moved to 3D Max, ArchiCAD. So it's the same thing with individuals and institutions. If you do not get with the times, you will get left behind. If you do not constantly reinvent yourself and change and try to adapt, like you said, innovate.
Yeah.
But
a smart home is not expensive.
No. Like I said, the three basic things for anything to be smart is just that internet access.
Okay.
There was a time where a certain service provider told us that we will not be able to be billed per second, that it would only be per minute.
Yeah.
We eventually found out that per second billing actually, it is possible. So but that's what I'm saying. It's at that point they made it a luxury. If you do not pay that premium, you will not get that service, and then you've cut off a lot of market. So the majority of that people in Nigeria are living off grid. So they don't have light, they don't have electricity, they don't have access to power, they don't have internet. And then you see that those are the majority of the people that are pushing the market. Those are the laborers, those are the cart pushers, those are the PSP. So, but these guys also want to come home and stream. Maybe they want to pay 100 naira, maybe they want to pay 200 naira. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's a question of you looking at a market. What percentage of that market do you actually cover? If you're not covering a huge market, then you have to do something to draw people to you. If you cannot get to them, you have to make them come to you. And how can you come to give them extra? Those houses that are in any part of town now, if they are not giving you any extra, we have done swimming pools, we've done cinemas in the house, we've done car park, we've done revolving this, revolving that. At some point you max out, you have to give more. So I need to be able to come to my house, switch on my lights. If I've gone out, I've forgotten my heater on, I need to be able to check that my heaters and my pointers are off. And these things are, anything that you don't in life, anything that is not built can be adapted. So that expense is a lack of information. And it's simply why you come to my field and why you pay me money for it.
Okay. Alright, okay. Let's talk about the average guy.
Yes.
Let's say Kitsualapa.
Yeah.
We're not talking about island now.
Yeah.
Most of the people on the island, most of the people in Lekki, VI, Koi, they travel a lot, or maybe they watch a lot of programs that expose them to the possibilities of all these things. An average guy in Ketu just wants to build a house, move in, you understand, or just rent a house, just something basic, no extra. How do you convince someone like that to? I mean, I don't know.
If you're that's why I started from a professional and someone that is dabbling into something.
Okay.
If a traffic warden and I see a lady, doesn't even have to be a child, crossing the road, first thing I do is I stop traffic for the person and make the person's journey easier. That's the first thing. You educate people. So making a home smart doesn't mean it has to be internet based. First of all, what you want to do is we are looking for ways to save money for people. Everybody knows things are tight. I'll give you an example. Where we are right now, we're using a certain type of light. This light costs the same thing as your normal incandescent light. Your normal incandescent lights can go as high as 100 watts. Brother, this light are 25 watts, 18 watts, 16 watts. Now let's look at a building that is 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, like in Alakbere.
Right.
And somebody now has 10 80-watt bulbs. As against having 10 10-watt bulbs. So it's like you're going to work and you're leaving your tap running.
Yeah.
So you are saying I'm trying to save money, but you are the one actually burning yourself. And then these fittings that we're talking about they always burn out quickly. So in the space of 1 year, you're either buying 2 or you're buying 3. Whereas there are services that you can get cheaper or same price, giving you brighter lights, having a 2-3 year guarantee. So you're saving money. So that's first level of smart.
Okay.
You are getting better quality for what you're getting. You are getting longevity, and then you are getting a warranty that if anything happens to it, it will be replaced. So you don't have to worry about that. Then you now go to your heating. Your AC, do you need to turn it on and say, I'm going for a meeting, I'll be back, and then you leave it on? Because we don't have prepaid meters. We don't care. The moment everybody starts having prepaid meters, you see that those people in Alakbere will be smart. You see that their homes will be smarter than everybody's because they cannot afford.
Sure.
Do you understand? To be wasting. When they realize how much they can save, but that your light takes up 40% of your energy consumption. So if you drop that by 75%, you know what you're doing to your pocket. Talk less of you doing your AC, you doing your heater, you doing your microwave, you doing most of these things that we live on in the homes. They are consuming energy. We don't know. Even in their idle state. So your laptop, you just cover it, you think it's not consuming any energy. So it's first of all an education. Nobody wants to build cheap homes. That's the truth. As a developer, you're not interested. Because what's the point? If I can build a home in Lekki and sell it in 6 months, why do I want to go to? But then it's a question of passion. If you have a passion, you know that there's a nice location in Alakbere. You build in London, they call them high streets. Alakbere is in Lagos, and we call it Alakbere. In London, it will be a high street because once you leave it, you meet a major highway.
Yeah, the major highway. Yeah.
So if I'm going to work, it only makes sense. To me, the place I'm coming from right now is a high street because once I drive out and I turn to the main street. I'm on Lekki Expressway. So it's a question of us there's enough room. We don't have problem of finance. We don't have problem. It's like in the music industry, they say collabo follow for promo. It's not like you really like that person, but you know that there's something you gain from that person that will promote your own. So I want to build something. I call my IT guy. I call the furniture person. I don't do 3D. Sometimes I don't even need my laptop because someone is doing the 3D. Someone is doing the architectural. I have an engineer. There's a structural person. And all these are people money that I would have kept to myself, cut corners, done some, I'll share with everybody. And then before you know what, the project, you're having ideas from here, from there. So nobody can stand alone. The only secret to surviving in this part is to looking at areas where you weren't looking before. Because before there was abundance, so people were spoiled. So but you have been looking in those areas while other people were spoiled for choice, it's easier for you to run in this period. I've been opportune to snap up some things because somebody's in distress. Because I saw the bigger picture, where real estate people were looking at it, where estate agents were still trying to calculate, is it worth it, is it worth it? You might not be able to buy, but you can lease. He is aware. Do you understand? You can have an agreement with somebody that over the next 10 years, I'm gaining. So even for entry level, for people that want to own property, it's not until you have 100 million, 50 million, 20 million before you buy a property. You can buy a property that you will be servicing for the next 10 years or 13 years. And you hold it. There's a friend that did such, and he put it aside for his daughter. Every rent that comes annually is going to be there. At the end of the year, he will leave it there. He will compound it. It will go over. So it's from even the education of people to that effect will let you know that the industry of real estate just is slowing down. It's not stopping. The moment a certain group comes into the market again, they'll be aggressive. They'll be bullish, like the people that were before, and then it's a gradual process. The recession comes every 8 years. That's what analysts say. So if you are aware, you will start realizing that everything is a trend. After some time, you take opportunities will come. Be prepared for it. Be on the cutting edge. I have a barber that I've been cutting for 12 years. He's been cutting me for 12 years. He's a professional at what the job does. He was on Herbert Macaulay for the 12 years I was cutting to from me. He was collecting a particular amount. He just moved to Admiralty. His price has gone to 6 times what he was collecting for the past 12 years. Why? Because of information. Somebody has told him, come to Admiralty. You are a celebrity barber. People's artists come to you. Come. They set up the salon for him. They just invited him and 2 other barbers to come.
Okay.
So that's an example of no investment,
All right.
but business is going on.
Thank you very much, Aki.